You're muted now.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. Okay, sit comfortably. Take your hands, fingers like this, and just put them by the hips, and lift your sternum up. Broaden your chest, and take your hands to the heart center. Just palms gently pressing against each other. Bring your attention to the thighs, and they will relax. Shift your attention to the pelvis area. I'll relax the muscles over there. And move it up to the entire torso. Break it down into tummy and chest. Look at that. Just move your attention upward, come to the shoulders, and let the shoulders relax. Feel the palms pressing on top of each other, and the touch of the fingertips, the center of the palms, the wrist, the forearm, upper arm, and the back of the neck, and the front of the neck. And bring your attention to the crown of the head, and let the attention drip in all 360 degrees. And your ears, your forehead, your scalp, and your eyebrows, your upper cheeks, lower cheeks, the nose, the upper lip, the lower lip, the chin. And finally, let the eyeballs relax and the tongue relax. Take a deep breath. Oh. Sarvepi Sukhina Santu, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kashid Dukhamapnuyat. Om Sahana Vavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Saviryam Karvavahai. तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ओम शांति शांति शांति. Rub your palms and cup your eyes gently. Let's see.
Amit, we lost your sound.
No, I was saying I miscalculated the date. Last time I thought there was one more Sunday. I don't know what I was thinking. But we're going to skip the pranayama meditation and move on to our first Sunday. So we're going to do some exercise, some asanas, pranayam later on, and maybe if we have some time and meditation. So let's get up and warm up before we get into any poses. Warming up is necessary. So, all right. So let's stretch first. Stretch upwards. And see if you can touch the sky of the head. Think about your spine. When you're stretching, think about your spine. Think about the space between the vertebrae. And think about the discs there. As you're aging, the body is losing its fluids from the discs, and we start losing our height. So one of the things in yoga is to maintain that stimulation, that flow of the fluids, the lymphatic fluids, whatever those fluids are, and try to maintain that softness and suppleness in the vertebrae. All right. So stretching, the extension of the spine is extremely necessary at physiological level as well as at spiritual level, because that's where the energy goes up and down. Then the Milano took me to the seaside, so let's just keep that spine neat and clean. And through meditation, we clean it up deep with any kind of psychological knots. Our spine has a primitive intelligence, and that needs to be kept clean. All right. Okay. So that's what we do by stretching. All right. So we're going to now do some Tiriyaki Tadasana. So what that does is you raise your hands up and imitate a tree and imitate as though there are some winds out there. So we're going to do as though the tree is waving in the wind, and we can go forward and backward. This is a little different than typically we do. So go into circles. All right, very good. And go the opposite way. And sideways again. And clasp your hands and stretch them up. Rise on your toes and come down. Okay, very good. One last time. We're going to go up. Breathe in fully and breathe out. And give a big hug to that universe out there. And breathe in and come. Join the palms and come down. Very good. Okay. All right. Having said that, we're going to roll our neck. So drop your head. Let the chin touch the chest. Let it build a gentle pressure against the chest. As the gravity pulls the head down, and keep the rest of the body erect, shoulders back, sternum up, and just let the chin touch and put some pressure on the chest. And then roll it. Keep your tongue to the roof of the mouth and roll. If you feel dizzy, keep your eyes open and spread your legs apart, hip width apart. so that you have good balance there. And wonderful. Okay, and then go anti-clockwise. Keep your tongue firmly grounded or rooted to the palate of the mouth, so the tongue gets some exercise from within. Okay, and then let it rock like a pendulum and go sideways. Very good. Now let's come down to the shoulders. If you're feeling dizzy, open your eyes and look at far distance as much as you can. That will give you your stability again. Okay, very nice. And then take your left or right hand. I typically like to start everything with the left side. So let's close your thumb. I mean, your four fingers, come to Shikhar Mudra, put the thumb on the shoulder and touch your biceps to the earlobes and then move back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, let's take the right hand, Shikhar Mudra, put the thumb on the shoulder, connect ears to the earlobes and the biceps together, and then move back. Make sure nothing else moves in the body other than your shoulder. Draw big circles on the horizon. Okay, keep your head straight and then go the other way. All right, wonderful. Okay. After that, I would step on the mat, excuse me, and spread your feet apart so to get a firm base down there. Open up your arms in the Da Vinci pose. And then we'll start twisting and breathing at the same time. So you're going to blow your nose at the back. Okay. And then put your hands on the waist. Bring your feet a little bit together, not as far wide, so you can draw some pull-out rings. And then churn the pelvis. Okay, very good. Yeah, very good. That feels good. Okay, very nice. Put your hands where they are and then bend forward and push the hips forward and the hips back. You're just moving the hips, okay? Hips forward, hips backward, hips forward, hips backward, hips forward, hips backward. Very nice. Okay, and then come to the knees, put your feet together, everything as though you only have a one leg, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So bend from the knees here, okay, sideways like this, so that your your knees and the muscles around the knees are in tension. And just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Small circles though. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, very good. Very good. And see if you can touch the floor. Come back, keep the knees together and bend down. And come up. And exhale as you go down, keep the knees together, keep the heels on the ground and come back. Okay, all right. So we're ready to do some Surya Namaskar. And today we are going to focus on breathing, all right? So how do you breathe in and out while you're doing Surya Namaskar? There's always something or the other people are not clear about, and there are various different ways of breathing in and out. The way I I do it is when you're at the peak of the pose, you exhale fully. When you're in the transition from one pose to the other, you inhale. And when you reach the peak, exhale. Then you inhale again. But today we are going to sync that with every breath. Okay, so the first Surya Namaskar, we'll do it slow. But the second, third, and fourth, we are going to pick up some speed and then we're going to slow down again. Okay, all right. So here we go. I know I'm really anal about how the mat sits on the floor. I'm sorry. Okay, and it's very essential because it's all about alignment and the mat is not straight, it bothers. Okay, so join your palms to the heart center, let your wings collapse, and rest your chin very gently on your index finger. So we are in the Samasthiti. Sama is the balancing pose. Sama means balance. Sama also could mean equanimity. And it's a mental balance, it's a physical balance, however you want to see it. And Om Hiranmayena Patrena Satyasya Pihitam Mukham Tattvam Pushan Apavrunam Satya Dharmaya Drishtaye Om Ram Mitraya Namaha. Slide your palms down to the navel and then open them up outside in front of you and draw a big arch. Think that you're drawing an arch from the center of the navel. And then push your hips forward. Connect your biceps with your legs and then push your hip forward. And then when you cannot bend anymore, let your head drop down and look at your own thumbs and breathe in. While you're moving, you're breathing in and then you're exhaling at the same time. All right, here we go. You're exhaling at this point. You synchronize your exhalation and bring your hands down there. Even if they don't touch the mat, it's okay. Let the gravity do its job. So if you want to put your hands here, that's fine too. Or somebody who has a low back pain and don't want to exert any more pressure on it. If you have more low back pain, just bend your knees a little bit. Okay, just relieve that because your hamstrings are stronger than your low back muscles. So there's a possibility that you might pull some muscles and we don't want any injuries. Okay, so those who can put your fingers or the entire palm down, that's also fine. Everything is fine with this type of yoga that we practice here, except that you don't lose your awareness about the mind body. So watch your mind body like a hawk. Watch just from within without any reaction. Any reaction is of the mind. And just witnessing is the self. So we try to distinguish here between the mind body system and the self. The self is just that silent witnessing element, the silent observer, that silent witness that just looks at everything dispassionately without passing any judgment. So that's the yoga that we practice. So the physical abilities go on the back burner, and that takes away all the ego, it takes away all the doership, takes away all the pride that this is what I can do, this is how much I can bend, this is how much I can be flexible about. None of that matters here. What only matters is, can we maintain that awareness from within? Can we look at our body as though it is not yours? The body is not you, the mind is not you either. Let's maintain that bhav. Bhav means maintain that state of mind, that state of awareness. Okay, here we go. We take the left foot back and put that hand down, Put both the palms down and then rest your hind knee back and come to Ashwasanchalanasana. And then we will start practicing or focusing on the breath pretty soon. But the first Surya Namaskar, we're going to just talk about more about alignments and awareness. So make sure that your shin is perpendicular. The right foot shin is perpendicular to the mat. And you're going to push your hips inward, push so that your right hamstring gets stretched. You feel that stretch in the right hamstring. And look upward. The looking upward makes the back straight. And then lift your right foot and then put it back. And put your feet together, curl your toes at the back, and come to the plank pose. Absolutely straight. Everything is straight here like a plank. And then look straight ahead and look between your eyebrows in the Shambhavi Mudra. And then put your knees down and hold your hands where they are. Don't let them slide so that you get a nice extension in your back. Again, it's all about stretching that vertebrae, the column, and creating more gap, and letting the fluids and stimulating that area. All right, here we go. Put your forehead down. The final pose here should be that the hands don't move, your forehead is on the mat, and your butts are touching the heels. That would be an ideal pose. But again, it doesn't matter. Just observe the mind and body where they're at, acknowledge it, and leave them alone. Here we go. Breathe in and come up. Curl your toes back again, and then put your chin, chest, Sashtang Namaskar. 8 parts of the body are touching the ground. Make sure the tummy is not touching. And this is a beautiful pose. It gives you this awkward curvature to the back. And breathe in and come up. Come to Sarpasan. Look up. Make sure the knees are not touching the mat. Your shoulders are not collapsed. And breathe in and come up to Adho Mukha Svanasana. The downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And if you want to walk your feet and get that extra stretch in your calf muscles, I would just be on one foot. I prefer this over walking because this one really gives the moment to the calf muscles, and then you shift over and put your other foot on it as for the additional weight. And there we go, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And now we're going to rise on the toes and see if you can push with your hands and go deep. Rise on the toes and push with the hands. If your hands are slipping, grab the mat. Grab it, tear it out. All right, and then look at your own navel. And then put your heels down without changing anything else. Wonderful. Okay. And see if you want to touch your forehead to the ground and come back out. Touch it to the ground and come back out. Very nice. And then put your knees down again and relax. Exhale. Breathe in and come up. And put your left foot back to where it was. We are into Ashwasanchalanasana again from Shashankasana. And then get into Shambhavi Mudra here so that the mind doesn't focus on anything else out there. It stops labeling, it stops daydreaming. It makes the outer world look like a dream. And it prevents us from dreaming inside. There are two types of dreams, the daydreaming and the night dreaming. The daydreaming is we just basically, wander in our thoughts. We're not in the present moment. And what Shambhavi Mudra does, it arrests all of that. So just focus the eyebrows, focus your eyes to the center of the eyebrows and look upward. Push your hips and come to Padhastasana. Put your right foot up and all right, exhale. Very good. Om Hrim Ravaye Namaha. Slide your palms down to the navel and breathe in, drawing this arch from the center of the navel. And when you come up here, push your hips, inhale completely, and start exhaling as you start moving. Exhale, exhale as you bend down. And when you're here, you should be at the peak of your exhalation. And you're now looking for this next step while breathing in. And then put your knee down on the right side and fully exhale. And then inhale and exhale, come to the plank position. Inhale and exhale as you go to the exhale as you fold. Inhale and exhale as you come to Sashtang Namaskar. Inhale as you come to Sarpasana and exhale here. Inhale and then come to Adho Mukha Svanasana. And exhale as you go to Shashankasana. And inhale and put your right foot up and exhale in Ashwasanchalanasana. And inhale and come up to Padhastasana. Exhale here. Join your palms. Inhale and come up. And exhale as you come to Samastiti. So that's the sequence that will never let you go out of breath. Inhale, exhale, constantly, all right? So that it's like swimming, when you hold your breath and start swimming, you run out of breath. So this is the same thing. We have to keep that flow from one to the other, like the waves of the ocean. Breathe in, come in, let it go, let it come in, let it go. But you sync that with your movements and that becomes a lot of fun, okay? So we go to the next one. Om Rum Suryaya Namaha. And exhale as you go down. The third Surya Namaskar. Take your left foot back. Come to Ashwasanchalan. Come to Dvipada Prasaran. Come to Shashankasana. Come to Sashtang Namaskar. Exhale completely. Breathe in and completely exhale here. Breathe in. Completely exhale here. And inhale and exhale. Come to Shashankasana. And then put your left foot up. Shambhavi Mudra, look into nothingness. Here the mind should be completely blank. It's the reward. This position is a reward. Okay. And very nice. We just did 3. And let's go to the next one. Om Raim Bhanave Namaha. Slide your palms down, go up. And take your right foot back. And look up. Exhale fully. Inhale. Exhale fully in plank position, Chatwari. And Pancha, 5th position. And Shata. Exhale fully. Inhale and exhale fully here. Sapta. Ashta. And then Nava, 9th position. Put your right foot up. Look up. And mind you, Surya Namaskar is just a connecting link between the asanas and the warm-up exercises. Okay, so this maintains the warm-up. You may have broken some sweat by now, and that's a good sign. Your heart rate is up, but it maintains the heart rate zone for your age. So just hang tight in there with me. All right, Om Ram Khagaya Namaha, 5th one. All right, here we go. Bend forward and left foot back, right foot back, and Sashtanga Namaskars. Shata, Sapta, Ashta, and Nava. And Dasha, and Ekadasha, 11th pose, and then Dwadasha, 11th, 12th pose. There you go. One last one in this round. And we'll switch to the other Surya Namaskar. And Om Raha Pushne Namaha. And exhale as you go down. Take your right foot back. And be aware at the same time how the mind and body are moving around. And go to Chatwari Pancha. And then Shata. And then Sapta, 7th pose. Ashta, 8th pose. And relax, Nava, 9th pose. And Dasha, come to Ashwasanchalan and look straight ahead. And take the left foot to join the right one. Join your palms, breathe in. And exhale. So we just did 6 with the 12 steps. Now we're going to skip the 2 poses. And it's going to be a little bit tougher, but we can do it. Those who cannot do it, it's okay. You can continue with the 12 steps. Or if you just want to watch, if you have any injuries, it's okay. Whatever the mind and body wants to do, just observe from within. Okay, so we come to Om Ram Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. And we go out there. We are doing the 7th Surya Namaskar. I'm going to finish all the 12 today. Put your hands by the side and then take the left foot back and look up. Come to the plank position. Here is where we are going to go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put your chin down, chest, and then the knees. And then come up and Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a little bit of rest here if you need. Yes, this is a resting pose in this one because we skipped. Okay, and then we're going to take the left foot up and over. All right, here we go. And then put your right foot next to it and push your hips. And here's how we did it. We skipped the 5th and the 9th poses, the resting poses. And that's why this feels a little shorter. Om Hrim Mariche Namaha. And exhale. We're doing the 8th one. Exhale, your body is nicely warmed up. Heart rate is at its optimal level. And you take the right foot back and then look up. Come to Dvipada Prasaranasana. And then you go down to Sashtang Namaskar and Sarpasana and Adho Mukha Svanasana. And put your right foot up. Look up and come to Padhastasana and Urdhva Namaskarasana. There you go. We did 8. Om Rum Adityaya Namaha. And put your hand down over. Yeah. Come up. Very good. Very good. And we're doing the 9th one now. And look up. Come to the plank, Chatwari. And then go to Pancha Sashtang Namaskar. And look up, Sarpasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then I know the putting the leg in between the hands is a little tough. So take your time with that. If you don't land in between, it's okay. Like I said in the beginning, let the mind and body do what they need to do. So the way I do it, I shift my weight on the right side. And then I put my left foot up. And then look up. And all right, very good. Okay, we just did the 9. Om Raim Savitre Namaha. Hands down and up and down. And then take your left foot back and look up. And I hope you guys are with me here. And come to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot up. I think I messed up the sequence a little bit, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. All right. Om Raum Arkaya Namaha. 11th one. And come down. We did 9th one twice. I'm sorry about that. It's okay. All right, here we go. 11th one, odd number, take the left foot back. And chin, chest, and then knees. We're going to slow down now a little bit, all right? And then come to Sarpasan. And then come to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a little bit of rest here. And you will realize that your heels are very close to the mat by now. You know, when the body is warm, it cooperates. And this is why we do this Surya Namaskars, because it really prepares the body for doing asanas. Okay. And then this is 11th. So we're going to put the left foot up. And then come up. And the last one. Om Raha Bhaskaraya Namaha. We'll slow this down and inhale. And exhale. Exhale as you go down. And you will notice that you're a little bit more flexible. The body is warmed up compared to the first one we did. Hold your calf muscles. And bring your chest closer to the thighs without rounding the back off. So keep your head up and very nice. Now you can bend your knees here and then grab both the elbows from the back and see if you can straighten the knees. Be careful. Straighten them. Straighten them. Put your head inside. Don't over push yourself. And then put your hands down. You will realize you may have come a little bit closer. Okay, and then put your right foot back. And then put your right knee back. Look up. Push your hips in. Push your hips in like this. In, and look up. And then take your right foot, left foot back. And then go real slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Chin down, chest, and the knees. Very good. This is another relaxing position here. And come up. And come to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Sumeru Asana, Parvatasana. Different schools call it different. Parvatasana, I like that. It's like a mountain pose. And I also like the Adho Mukha Svanasana. Sumeru Asana is again the mountain Sumeru. And you're going to take the right foot up and then put your hips in. Push the hips inward, closer to the ankle. Closer to the right ankle. Keep pushing the hips. This is a hip opener, guys. This is a really nice exercise. It's important to keep the thing open so that you can even put your elbow down on the left side. You see, that's what this whole pose is all about. Get into this crooked monkey. Okay, so here, look up and then come to Padahastasana. Now put your hands under your feet, under, so that your big toe is almost touching your wrist, and see if you can stretch. Stretch. Hold it there. And then hold your big toes with the two fingers. Pada Angushtasana, Pada Hastasana. And then if you put your head down and look at your own knees, it becomes Janushirasana. And then join your palms and come up. One last time, breathe in. Exhale. Very good. All right, we're fired up right now. That was good. Feels really nice. Okay, so should we do some seating poses today? We haven't done seating poses in a while. So what I'm going to do is take a block. Always sit on a block, whether you're an expert or a novice in this thing. Always elevate yourself a little bit, okay? And what that does, it keeps your back straight, which is really important. So tuck your left knee in, heel inside the perineum. And we're going to put this guy out there like this, and this guy out there like this, so that watch the alignments. This guy and your two shoulders are basically facing this guy, the right side, okay? Your shoulders and your thighs are in one line. If you look from the top, the shoulders and this thigh is in one line. And get that. See if you can grab your two toes. If you can grab them, if you cannot, use the belt, okay? So grab it, and with your left hand, put it on the left side of your shin, all right? So what this does, it keeps your shoulders from twisting like this. So when you do this, hold them like that and look up. And let the breathing do its thing. Do not interfere the breath. And focus on your breath here. The body is breathing, it's managing itself. The heart is beating, it's managing itself. And whatever the needs might be of the body, and the mind is instructing the body to do what it needs to do. And you're just holding this pose. And the mind is asking the body to hold. And in the holding is the implosion. In the holding is the real crux of the yoga, the union. The union is nothing but the breaking of the illusion. We are already united with the universe. We are one with the universe. But our intellect says, I am separate. That's all there is. There is nothing to be pursued because you're pursuing something that is already there. I think that's kind of weird. And we keep on doing stuff to be united with the universe when you're already united, and the mind gets tired after some time that I can't do this thing. I cannot do it, and it drops dead. The moment the mind is out of the way, one finds that we are home already. We are looking for the home, but we have been at home. So all that looking was just a dream. Keep moving forward your left hand little by little, and then release your big toe and see if you can grab the pinky side, and see if you can grab with the left hand
If you want to grab it from the top, that's also okay, like this, like we did for the Pada Hastasana, remember? So that was the beginning of this. And so we come to this realization that we have been home all this while, looking for home out there. And that's why we kept on missing. We kept on missing the home. And when that illusion drops, everything becomes quiet. All that search is over. And when that search is over, one is in the bliss. Just like when we return from home, from all day of work, we return home and we are home. There is no place like home. And that is how we feel relaxed. We need to be at home to go back to work again. And that's a cycle that keeps on churning day by day, day by day. And then you take your hand, take your head and let it fall down. And see if you can get the connection between the earlobes and your biceps. Ekpada Janushirasana. And breathe in and come up and relax, let it go. Let it go. All right, very good. So we're back to where we were. And then we're going to balance the body out. So you're going to take the left foot out. Your heart rate is still up. And that much of heart rate, I think the body will maintain to maintain its own systems. Okay, put your heel into the perineum, this leg going outward, and then twist yourself so that your shoulders and this thigh are in one line and you're perpendicular to that leg. Okay. All right. Once you do that, you start walking your feet. Hold it under. Hold it under and look up. And then keep moving that hand forward. Keep walking on your feet like this. Keep walking. Keep walking. See how far you can come. Keep walking. Your body is nice and warm right now. Don't worry about any injuries. But if you already have pre-existing conditions, please don't do this, okay? All right, so just know your limits. And I know my limits, so I don't push myself too. And then you grab the toes with your two fingers. That's the Pada Angushtasana we did earlier on. And then with the right hand, I'm going to push it on the left side of the shin so that my shoulders are still in line with the back, that back leg, meaning it's parallel. They're not in line anymore, but they're parallel. All right. And we hold it here. And whatever your limit might be, just stay 2 degrees before that limit. All right. So that you feel comfortable because you're going to hold this pose. All right. And you hold it, hold it, hold it. And you may want to close your eyes if you can. And then tuck your head in. And see if you want to grab from the pinky side so that the foot stays straight also, because that foot will tend to otherwise rotate. And see if you want to get your connection to the biceps and the earlobes. Ekapada Janushirasana. Let the body manage its own breathing. Please don't interfere with the breathing process.
The body has its own intelligence to do this. All right, so put your hands on top of each other and go a little deeper if you can. Feel the heat developing in the hamstrings. Feel that. Feel that heat and relax.
A yogi burns in the fire of the pain without complaining. And that is what tempers the mind and the body and the endurance. It increases your mental capacity to endure. It increases, or rather decreases, your reactionary behavior to something that is about discomfort, whether it can be a mental discomfort or a physical discomfort. You develop that tenacity, that capacity to endure. And that is the tapa. And in this fire burns all the conditioning of the mind. This is where every pose becomes the yajna. Yajna is nothing but the sacred fire. And you burn all your conditioning, the conditioning of the mind, the conditioning of the body is burnt. I don't want to talk about any past karmas right now, but maybe there is a possibility there. I don't know. Okay, so I'll tell you what I know, that this holding of the poses and enduring and being comfortable and situating yourself, finding that one little corner in the space of the mind where you are comfortable in the most difficult and uncomfortable position. And when we are comfortable and we are not complaining or reacting to something, that constitutes tapa. Tapa is nothing but tempering. Probably these words came from each other. I don't know. We need to find the root word. Tapa and tempering. Just like a blacksmith heats that iron, puts it in the cold water, heats it back again, puts it in the cold water, and he tempers and tempers and tempers, and that same iron then becomes stronger and can cut other iron. That blade of the saw can cut same iron because one is tempered and the other one is not. So this is how we manage the psychology of the yogi. There you go. Come back to normal. Walk backwards slowly, 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 slowly. And we come to the normalcy. All right. Now we're going to do with both the legs. All right. Both the feet out. And we are going to go into Dvipada Janushirasana, or you may want to call it Paschimottanasana. Paschim is the backside of your body. Purva, the east. That's the west, that's the east. And that's the north and that's the south. Okay, so that's how these names are derived. So we are going to go into Paschimottanasana. So what that is means that you're showing the back to the clouds, to the sky. So raise your hands up, stretch yourself, stretch, 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 like we did in the first round. And then start folding yourself from the hips and bring your toes backward so that you're basically pushing your legs or the feet backward like this and not like that. All right, push them, pull them towards you. And once you pull them towards you, the hamstrings are stretched. And then we are going back, folding ourselves down, 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 like we just did in the Padhastasana. And then see if you want to grab your toes. You can grab like the Padangushtasana we did. You can grab them like that. And then tuck your head in. And see if you can keep your back straight at the same time. So what you want to do is keep looking up, 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 so your back straightens out. Keep looking upward, while at the same time keep pulling with these two fingers. Keep pulling, keep pulling. And then you hold and give that body time to irrigate itself. And in that irrigation is the exchange of the toxins. The fresh blood comes in into every tissue of the muscles. Every part of the body gets nicely stretched, nicely stimulated, and your back is straight, looking up. And see if you want to grab it from underneath and keep yourself pulling towards and hold it and look up. And let the body manage itself. Just watch out for any acute pains, excruciating pain. That would not be tapa. Tapa is when you are in discomfort. You know you're in discomfort, but you're not complaining. Like I find people complaining about the weather all the time. You know, yeah, we live in Phoenix. It's hot. It's 117 degrees. And sometimes I open my windows of the car and I feel that heat. It's good to feel hot. Embrace that. Embrace that discomfort. And when you embrace it, you train your mind, you temper your mind, you make your mind more flexible. Just like we're trying to work on the body to be flexible, the mind needs to be flexible too. They both influence each other. The body will influence the mind will influence the body. And here we go. And then tuck your head in. And wherever you feel the tension, just relax. The way you relax is you can blow the air from the center of your lips. Plant your lips where you feel the tension. Okay, very good. Now come back out. Walk on with your hands, slowly, slowly, slowly. Never jerk to come out. Yeah, if you're 10-year-old, I think your body can handle it. But otherwise, take it easy. All right. This position can be a little difficult on your low back. I know that. And now we got to balance this out. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the Purvottanasana. So we showed the back to the sky. Now we're going to show the tummy to the sky. So you come to Shitila Dandasana like this and relax at the back like this. Okay. And let your feet go. And then join your feet again and see if you can push your hips up. Raise your hips and come down. And raise your hips again and come down. And this time take your feet and point them outward. See if you can touch your big toe to the ground by pushing the hips up. Okay, that would be the ultimate. All right, so lift your hips up and see if you can touch your big toe to the ground and come up. Very good. So we just did the Paschimottanasana and the Purvottanasana. Okay, very good. And now we're going to do some pranayam and meditation. All right. I don't think we need to do anything more than this today. So let's sit comfortably, cross-legged. So why we do asana before the pranayama and meditation? And we talk about this many times. But we have all this energy, right, in the body. The mind and body wants to do. They have this, how do I say, the bug in the mind. The bug is that I can do something. The bug is I want to do something, right? That's a bug. I call it a bug because there's nothing, because you're constantly restless. Why are we restless? We talked about it because of the separation anxiety. Because the fact is that we are united, but we don't know that. And because we don't know that, we keep on searching for the unity, right? That keeps us restless throughout the life. We chase this, chase that target, that target. We chase the hierarchy in the corporate sector. We want to make more money. We want to own this car. We want to own the house. We want. And in that wanting, all we are doing is we are looking to unite. That's all we're doing. That's all we're seeking, to unite. But we're seeking somewhere else, right? And that is why we get into problems in life, because we're seeking in the wrong location. You know the Rabia Aldawiya, the Sufi saint? I'll tell you a little story. And she was known for creating these kind of episodes in her life to teach something through that, right? There's always this moral of the story kind of thing. And Rabia was an old woman and she was outside. She used to live in a hut, you know. And one day it was kind of evening and she took her lantern and she started looking in her front yard, started looking. And then people were like, they want to help. It's an old woman. She's an old person, bent back and she's like barely able to walk and she's trying to seek something. And people came to her and said, Rabia, what are you looking for? And Rabia said, I've lost my needle. I was trying to sew something and lost my needle and I cannot find the needle. And so people started searching. And then one man said, but Rabia, do you know roughly where you lost it? Were you sitting here on this cot or were you somewhere else? And she was like, no, but I lost my needle inside my hut. And people were like, so why are you looking outside? So that's the moral of the story, that we are looking for something outside when we lost it inside there, right? So that's what she smiled and people got it, So these are this, whether this really has any historical fact or not, but there is a tremendous meaning to all these little stories that are out there in the Sufism. Okay, so we will sit comfortably and put your hands out there on the knee. Sit in Chin Mudra if you want. Spread them apart. Open your shoulders up. Open your chest up. Push your sternum up. And this is not a relaxing position. This is not a comfortable position, if you will. But this initially, until you train the muscles of the back, it becomes difficult to sit erect. And so you have to train the mind, train the body to sit comfortably. Yeah, keeping the neck and spine erect. Yeah, it sounds really easy, but after a while, your body will start doing this, or you'll doze off, or a bunch of things. I've gone through all of this. So here we go. Sit comfortably like this, in whatever comfort that you can find, while maintaining your neck and spine erect. That's important. And when the body is perfectly plumb to the earth, you can draw a line from the crown of the head to the core of this planet. That is being plumb. And when that happens, you connect with this earth. You become one with the earth. Gravitational pull seems to have gone away. When you bend forward, you feel the gravity. You bend backward, you feel the gravity. But when you're perfectly plumb, you rarely feel that gravity. Yeah, it's of course there, but you don't feel it.
That's where you want to be. Just so rock yourself up, back, sideways, and see where you feel the least amount of gravitational pull. Okay, with that, we're going to do some Kapalabhati. Exhale fully and start Kapalabhati with half empty lungs. Breathe in half the lungs, and there we go. Exhale fully and don't breathe in. Be in this Rechak state. Rechak means empty lungs. The fact that I can even talk, there means there is some air in the lungs. And take a deep breath. And constrict your epiglottis. Slow and controlled exhalation. And when you fully exhale, be mindful of when the body breathes again. Leave it alone and see what happens. It would seem that the body doesn't need more oxygen right now. And we get into this Keval Kumbhak Sthiti. Keval only, Kumbhak pot. We're all earthen pots in the system of yoga. The space inside the pot and outside the pot is same. We amass this bodily mass from the earth and we give it back later on. So we're just borrowing this bunch of molecules from the earth to create this carbon sculpture called body. We take some of that carbon from the air. We take some of that carbon from the food. And then this is the internal, chemical reaction, whatever happens, and it produces the fat and the muscles and proteins, but they're all carbon ultimately. The bones, everything is carbon. So the body doesn't need oxygen for some time. So we return back to the Keval Kumbhak Sthiti. That means the body is not breathing, you're alive. And that becomes sort of the gap moment, as I call it. That gap moment is extremely important. You're alive and you're not breathing. You're alive and you're not breathing. You're alive and you're not breathing. And when you feel like breathing, let the body do its thing. Take that first breath, like the newborn child breathes for the first time. So we don't have this awareness when we took our first breath. We are infant babies, we have no awareness. But through yoga, as we go deeper and deeper and deeper into our subconscious mind, people are able to recall the memories of being born, recall the memories of being even conceived, and they can go into the past lives. And through hypnosis, people do it, but through yoga, through enough practice of meditation, it's possible. Exhale fully. This time, hold both the nostrils out so that they breathe in and out equally if one of them is choked. So just gently hold the tips of the nostrils and pull them outward and exhale fully again. And breathe in half the lungs and begin. And let it go. Exhale fully and hold the breath out. And take a deep breath. And let it go with the constricted epiglottis. And the body is hyperventilated right now. You may feel that every little part of the body has some kind of tingling sensations. If you pay attention, even suddenly we are aware of the large toe, the big toe. We normally don't feel the big toe, but Bring your attention to the big toe and you will start feeling some throbbing, some tingling. Feel the soles of your feet. See if you feel some throbbing, some tingling over there, as though somebody's tickling you. And the fingertips of your hands. And the palms. And exhale fully here again. We're going to do one more round. Exhale fully. Pull your tummy in and breathe in half the lungs. And begin. Exhale fully and hold that breath out. Pull your tummy in, blow any air out, release your tummy, but don't breathe in. Take a deep breath. And let it go. And now leave the body alone. Do not breathe in or breathe out. Do nothing with it. Just leave it alone. and focus your attention at the center of the eyebrows and lift your chin up very gently to about 10 degrees. Enjoy the state of mind body where the body is not breathing. The body has enough oxygen right now that it doesn't need to breathe. Kevala kumbhak sthiti. Just the pot. The state of just the pot. Where the space inside the pot and the outside merges. The air is not moving in and out of the pot. And notice the shifting of stuff between your eyebrows. You'll feel that there is a lot of dynamism there. It may be even changing the colors. You may see some colors, but don't try to look for them. If you see them, just acknowledge and move on. Drop all the expectations here. Open the mind to the unknown. Agaya. Gaya means known. Agaya means unknown. Open the mind up to the unknown. Agaya means something that cannot be known. That's what it really means. Gaya means something that can be known through the mind, through the five senses. It becomes a graspable entity. But agaya means bebuj. It means something that cannot be grasped. There should be complete inaction and only the witnessing happening by the self. There should be no action on the mind and body part. If the breath comes in, it comes in. If it doesn't want to come in, just observe that the mind body system doesn't need oxygen right now. Take the first breath whenever it happens. Just witness that the body just breathed in. Be the silent witness of the mind and the body, that the body is breathing, that the body is beating, the heart is beating. And join your hands to the palm and hands to the heart center. And feel that beating heart against the wrist. Take a deep breath. Excuse me. Take another deep breath. One last deep breath. Yogena chittasya padena vacham malam sharirasya cha vaidikena yopakarotam pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi abahu purushakaram shankha chakra siddharinam sahasrara shirasam shvetam pranamami patanjalim. Hari Rub your palms. And gently cup your eyes and feel, look at deep inside that mental space there, Chidakash. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Amitji.
You're welcome. You're
A
welcome.
wonderful session today.
Yes,
Thank you.
thanks. Really, really,
thank
very
you.
good. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Welcome. Thank you so much. See you next Sunday. Have a great 4th of July weekend.
Yes,
Thank you.
dude.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Have a nice one.